Hey everybody, this is Rod from Bent Rod's Jigs and Bent Rod's Guiding and Fishing. And today we're going to talk about taking care of your jigs and how to carry, like how to package them and carry them around in the river and a whole bunch of stuff. Now you got your jigs, so you buy a jig, you take it out, you fish it a bunch of times. Now typically I'll go out and I'll fish a jig, and then after I'm done using that, I'll either stick it in my hat or I'll stick it in my on my Sims coat. It's got a little felt thing for holding flies and jigs or whatever, and I'll stick it in there and I leave it there till the end of the day. And then when I get home, I hang it up and I have a fan that blows on them, and it dries them out. And if you always keep your jigs dry after the day of use, the colors will stay. But if you throw it in the bottom of your jig bag, your bottom of your fishing tackle bag, like I do, after a few days they start to wash out and you lose all the color. So then pretty much it's not worth much, and you pretty much, I mean, you can fish it, but I toss them when they get ugly. At the end of the day, go home, take all your jigs that you used, run them under the tap with some lukewarm water, and as the tap water's running down over top of the jig like this, there's water's running down, you just pull the water through the feathers and just squeeze out any oils or whatever got in there, any dirt, and then hang it up in front of the fan and let it dry. And in the morning that thing should be as good as new. Over time, you know, you fish your jig all the time, your hook's going to get dull eventually. Now if you're using pin and bead jigs and you tie your own jigs, you can just cut the jig apart and reuse the pin and bead with a new hook. And that's one option. Now if you're just buying jigs, after a while you have to look at your jig, it's starting to get dull. You can try sharpening it, but I typically will just huck it away and get a new one. Because I mean, you want to have the sharpest factory hook on there that you can if you're fishing for, you're fishing for salmon and steelhead. You're not catching that many fish. You want to make sure everyone gets the proper hook up with a nice sharp hook.